Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I am super excited for this training. I hopped on like a minute early so I could give people time to join before we start. So let me know when you are on. I'm just pulling up our questions. Hey Dina, congratulations. Hi Adrian. Hey Ashley. All right. So I'm super excited about this Tuesday training because I like to just be able to answer questions, random questions that people have that don't take a whole training to talk about. Oops, I hate when I do that. Don't take a whole training to talk about, but just kind of things that people are curious about that I can answer quickly, that we can have all in one place. So this is a fun kind of Tuesday training. I'm going to try and do one like this maybe every 2 months. So this is, we'll probably do another one maybe in March and see how it goes from there. It's especially good around launch time because we have new products, new information, new training things. So I think that it will work out well for us. So I'm just going to start from the top and go through as many questions as I can in the next 30 minutes. If you guys have questions or comments, feel free to put them into the feed and I'll try to catch up with them as I go. Sometimes there's a lag on it though because my Wi-Fi is not the greatest. Okay, so the first one was actually someone that had messaged me yesterday, Ashley, and she said that she had seen the post on this page, Company Posh Perfection, where people were talking about what they were doing with the back of the catalog. So I unfortunately don't even have a new catalog yet. They're in my boxes in the hallway, but I'm holding out to do an unboxing with them, so I don't have one. But if you have a catalog, you'll see if you turn it to the back page, there is nothing on it. I think in the very corner it says like Perfectly Posh, and then maybe like copyright or something like that. And so it's this huge blank space, and people are doing really fun things with it. They're adding their information. Are you interested in joining, hosting, being a customer, their names, their websites, their phone numbers, their all of these different things. And there is a post on Posh Perfection with pictures and examples. So if you want to see those, you can find that post. I'll bump it up after this live. But her question was, how do you actually do that? And so there are a few ways. There are a ton of free apps out there. If you go to graphic apps, there is one called PicMonkey, which has an awesome free feature. There's PixArt, there's some collage ones, and basically what you do is you just build your own image within those apps, and then you print it out onto either a label paper, or you can even print it onto regular printer paper and tape it or glue it to the back of your catalog. That is probably what those people have done in the pictures. I think that some people bought the whole Avery sheet labels and printed their image that they created on there and put it on the back of the catalog. You could do something as simple as a smaller label where you can create like something that says, thank you for checking out Posh, your name, your email, your phone number, your website to join, host, or purchase any of these products, contact me, put that on the back of your catalog. You can just make that image on the app or the website. PicMonkey.com is the one that I use most often. It's so user-friendly. All of this stuff is pretty much just self-taught. The power of Google and YouTube are amazing. So that's pretty much what you do, Ashley. Find a good app. PicMonkey is my favorite. PixArt, PicCollage. Go in your app store, you'll find one. Create your image on that app, save it to your computer, and then print it onto your paper of choice. You can easily use just regular old printer paper, and you could probably make it look really nice by just putting some tape like this over the top. It doesn't have to be expensive label paper or anything like that. You can get really creative with cheap items to add your information to the catalog. So that was question number one. Question number 2 is from Teresa Lewis. It says, what does an in-home party look like when you do not have much inventory to take for a show? Okay, so this is a great question because the way that Posh is designed is that anyone can start a business. You do not have to have a lot of inventory to be successful at all. You should be able to run your business with your kit. So if I was just starting out and I was getting my kit, I'm actually going to look up the kit right now for this month to say how I would use this kit going to a party. Excuse me. Let me see. Well, sometimes it's hard to find things. I don't even see it. What is this? Starter kit. Here we go. So if I was going to a party, the kit right now, here's what I like to do. You want to keep it simple because anyone that you are going to be talking to at the party, you want to kind of look at them as a future member of your team. And if you go to a party and bring like this whole setup, you have 100 products, you're loading this stuff in and out of your car, you're setting up, you're taking forever. To me, I'd be like, that's a lot of work and I do not want to do that. So you want to make it look like something that is super duplicatable. And the best thing you could do is have a little tote bag. I don't have one. Usually I have one on the floor by my desk. A little tote bag with 5 or 6 products, some catalogs, some order forms, and some washcloths in there. Walk into that party and lay it out on her table. That is the best thing you could do. You have everything you need. You have your catalog, which is your main tool, and you have like no mess, nothing to clean up. It's just right there in front of them. There are a few different things that I like to do at a party. If you don't have, a face routine is fun, but I will say, I have been to parties where people are like hesitant to take off their makeup. They kind of came wanting like a girls' night. They don't want to get like full on face mask on. So you could do a face wash, a mask, and a moisturizer, and use that. Maybe people want to use it, maybe they don't, maybe they just want to smell it. Another thing that you could do is a hand scrub station where you have maybe a scrub, and then you have a hand cream, and then you have a healer. So you would put that by the sink and say, hey, go check that out. It's like a little mini manicure. Wash your hands with the scrub, put on the hand cream, and then apply the healer to your cuticles and check out how awesome your hands look when you're done. That's 3 products, and you've just shown them like a little mini manicure at your hostess's kitchen sink. Another thing that you could do, some people like to get a little bit more into like the whole foot soak thing. They buy the little totes from the dollar store where they fill with water, put in like a fizzy or just like some bath salts, maybe the AMUs, and then do like the scrubby, and moisturize their feet and stuff like that. To me, that's a lot of work. People love it. It might be fun for a bigger event, like a bridal event or something like that. But if you want to show how simple Perfectly Posh is, walk in there with a tote. Bring whatever products you have. A hand cream is always good to bring to a party because it's easy. People can smell it. They can try it. They can see the result right there. If you've planned ahead and people know they're going to be using face products, bring a mask. You can bring this. This comes in every single kit, so every single Posh consultant has a face mask. You can bring retired products that you have stock of. You can bring some of your personal items that you bought before you were even a consultant. Throw it all in your bag and bring it with you. The one thing that you don't want to do is just get there with like a million things because it's overwhelming. Makes it even better now that we have the pampered reading cards because that creates a conversation piece. So you have the few items that the guests are gonna see that you brought, but mainly you're just gonna be talking to them. Let's walk through the catalog here. Check out these 10 different cards. Which 2 are most important to you? Let's see what kind of face routine we can build for you. So that is my advice for a party. Don't overdo it. That's the worst thing you can do. And I've been guilty of doing that myself. Sometimes people are like, just bring all your stock to my party. And I'm like, okay. And then I do it and I instantly regret it because who wants to join my team when they see me pull up and literally have to make 5 trips out to my car to bring in like all these hand creams, all these soaps, all this stuff, when the guests really just want to sit there and read the catalog and ask me questions. Kara says, are the pampered reading cards in the portal only one set? Yes, it is one set. It comes on like really nice thick paper that you're going to be able to use over and over again. You can also print them off of the portal. Sorry, not the portal, the virtual office. Okay, next question is from Lindsay, and it says, what's the best blog platform? So I have a blog, and I actually, it's on my 2019 list to be more consistent in my blog. I started it up, I was going, and it was too much for me to keep up with, so I'm going to start doing it weekly again. I don't even actually know what blog platform I used, but I'm going to tell you what I did. I Googled easy free blog sites, and whatever came up, I clicked on that, and then I took that blog site, I think it's Blogspot, and I went to YouTube, and I looked on YouTube how to set up your own blog. There's so much information on YouTube. Between Google and YouTube, you can do anything you want to these days. I mean, literally, you can start a business, a blog, a website, everything just from that. So I would first Google easy free blog, find that, set up your site, and then go to YouTube and look at all the different tips and tricks that people give about how to set up your blog. If you get really educated on it, the blog can be a great place to link all your customers. You can send everyone to your blog and then have that link back to your Perfectly Posh website, link back to your Instagram, link back to your Facebook. But honestly, that's a lot for me I can't train on that because I am totally not an expert. I just go to YouTube or Google or whatever and search, how do I do this? So that is the best, seriously, your best resource is the internet to find out how to do things on the internet. I'm glad that one of my videos came up. Kate, do you find blogs better than VIP groups? I don't, because I have not built my blog well enough to consider that a main source of communication with anyone. Literally, I don't think anyone really even goes to my blog because I haven't been consistent in it. So maybe at some point, if I'm really consistent and build up my blog to be a great resource, it could be better than my VIP group. But honestly, right now, people do a lot on Facebook. Everyone picks up their phone and automatically goes to Facebook. And so if you can be consistent in your Facebook group, VIP group, that's really going to be your best source for now. By all means, keep expanding, finding other ways to communicate with people, talk to people, build up a base. But I wouldn't say that anything right now is better than your VIP group, social media-wise. It is hard, Kate. If your VIP group is decent and you have people in it, I wouldn't consider starting another source right now. Carly, I haven't talked about that yet. Let me get through these ones. So Teresa says, is there a video that we can pull up to show at a party, one that will be better than just me speaking about the company? I am not sure on that. I'm going to look into it for you, but honestly, the best thing really is you speaking about the company. And you don't have to make it a big sales pitch or get into really nitty-gritty details. Just talk about why you love Posh. What made you join Posh? How much fun have you had with Posh? What are your favorite products? What are some things that you were really drawn to? That's the best thing that you can do. Whenever you turn on a video, which can be good depending on your audience, if they're really interested in like, oh, let us see a video about the company, that would be a great thing to have. But I think most people just kind of want at a party like a fun, relaxing evening. Build a relationship with those people, decide how you're going to contact them afterwards, get them into your VIP group, talk about what products they want to use, talk about their 2 favorite pampered cards. There's so much that you can do in person that I feel like is so much more valuable to building a relationship with them and getting them interested in Posh than showing a video. So I will look for a video so that you have a resource if someone asks for that, but I think especially in person, when you have the opportunity to sit face to face and talk to someone, building the relationship between you and them is key. Okay, Rebecca says, Will there be a new seasonal line release soon? I remember that happened last year, shortly after the core launch. You're right. Last year we had core launch in January and then spring seasonal in late January. This year they're pulling back a little bit and transitioning to just the core catalog and then having line releases come out kind of sporadically through the year so that we don't run into that whole thing of a catalog coming out that's fab and floral and we're so excited and then 2 months later it's all gone. Because what that does is people start looking for that stuff and it kind of, they wait for it and then they're so excited and then it sells out and we're back to square one. So the focus now is going to be our core catalog. We will have seasonal products like spring and summer come out, but it's going to be a one sheet like PDF of the products that are available for that time, so you can just print it out, tuck it into your core catalog and share it with your customers. It's not going to be made as big of a deal as we have in the past, and that's just to really kind of take us back and center us to focus on our core catalog, which has over 120 products that should be able to carry us all through the year. We are also going to see our typical fun launches for holidays. I'm sure we'll have some more Valentine's products coming out. We always have like a little Easter spring special. We sometimes have a 4th of July, of course our holiday Posh for next year. So there will be stuff coming out sporadically, but it's not going to be a big focus and a big catalog like we've done in the past. So I'm personally excited about that because it gives me a lot more stability in my business. My customers don't have to worry about falling in love with something and it being gone right away. They know now if I want to fall in love with something, it should be something in this core catalog. The extra stuff that comes out sporadically is just for fun. Okay, let's see. Will there be, this is from Leslie, she says, will there be more samples of the new products coming out? And if so, do we know when? I have people asking about them. I have a few, but like men's products, or will this be a do-it-yourself sample? From what I know, this is going to what is in the portal right now as far as samples, which I think is right back at you, Gender Bender Hand Cream and Sassy Oma So Soapy. If I'm remembering correctly, I think there's Beach Blanket Hand Cream too. That's all there's going to be for right now. So the other products you will have to sample out yourself. You can use the, I'm sure everyone has seen them, but you can use these little guys to make your own samples. They're lei cottons. And actually, this is what we used to use all the time before Posh came out with product samples in the portal. And I will tell you guys, although it takes a little bit more time, these make a lot more sense in your business. These, when you buy the product to make your samples, you're getting PV on it. So you're actually getting the volume for purchasing that product, and then you can turn that product into a lot of samples. Like you can make way more right back at you samples for $16 than you can by buying the packet. Not to say you shouldn't buy the packets because, let's be honest, time is money and we want to be cautious of how we're spending our time. But I mean, chopping up a So Soapy or sampling out the limoncello scrub wouldn't take you very long. And if your customers want to try stuff, you have the tools to be able to do that. So that is what our sample situation is. Let's see. When will new products be out? I just answered that. When? Okay, this is from Denise. This is a good one. When doing an in-home party, what is the easiest way to check people out to have them order online via the party link? I always bring my iPad or my laptop, and of course you can do it on your phone. You can also collect their orders on order sheets and enter the orders for them. But really, if you're at a party, even if your hostess has an iPad or a computer she's willing to let you use, have the people do that right there in front of you. You could even do some kind of little incentive, like everyone who places an order tonight at the party is entered to win a deluxe sample pack or a whatever you might have an extra thing of, a fizzy, something like that. And that way there is an incentive for them to order right there at the party with you. So I would just pull out your computer and say, let me help you build your set. What questions do you have? You can get your order done right here and it's going to ship directly to you. So that's what I do for at-home parties. Pam says, do you know if they will be adding additional snarky bars in the seasonal lines? Pam, I am also a snarky girl. Have them right here on my desk. The story with Snarkies is that they're hard to manufacture. It takes a very specific mold and ingredients and all this stuff. So they are on the list. They want to add them. It's just finding the correct person and facility to make them. As soon as they do, I think that we will start to see more and more of them. Hopefully we can get a bigger variety into our core eventually, but I do see them coming for seasonal launches because obviously they are a huge seller for all of us and we are all snarky addicts. So they will be back. Amanda Kaiser says, what are some tips to get sales when January is in a lull? January is always slower month. Typically in sales, the J months are always the slowest, January, June, and July. The reason is retail in general is slow after the holidays. Everyone just spent a ton of money. They're trying to get back to real life. They're exercising, they're eating healthy, they're focusing more on that than shopping. But what happens is when you stay consistent in your business, even in the slow times, people notice that. When you're posting and people are watching you and they see you post something new, no matter what month it is, if they're following you, they're going to be interested. So the biggest thing that you can do in January is to continue being consistent in all of the things that you do every other month. So if you post every single day, go live, share the new products, turn your phone on at night and do a live of yourself washing your face, doing your mask. Talk to people who ordered 2 and 3 months ago, see if they are interested in placing another order. Really just keep doing everything you're doing, even though it's slow. And the reason that some people fall off during this time is because it's incredibly frustrating to be doing all of that and not getting any response. But when you do it, and you keep doing it and doing it, people start watching and paying attention, and that's where you find your success. Success is totally found when you are continuing to do things over and over, even though you don't want to. I always say that. There was a conversation in a leader group earlier where people were saying, like, some of my team members feel discouraged because they feel like they're quieter, and how can they be a successful leader when they're quiet, or they don't really like to talk to people much, and how will they ever be successful if they don't like to talk to people? The key quality that I see among people who are successful in this business is just people who keep going, persistence. People who, when someone tells them no, they stand up and say, I'm going to go and find someone who's going to say yes. People who, when they have a terrible sales month, instead of sitting back and saying, this is a terrible sales month, they say, what can I do to make this a better month? Who can I talk to sell more Posh to? What can I share that people are really going to love? What am I loving right now? And they keep doing it, even though everyone who's watching them is saying no. Everyone is just, you're not having any instant success. You're just being persistent and consistent in what you know you have to do in your business. So that is the best thing that you can do in a month where you feel like it is a lull. All right. Kimberly says, any ideas for Valentine's? Is there a Valentine's line? Getting people to respond more on Facebook to get more responses. Okay. Valentine's line, we had the few snarky products, and I think that there are more coming. I don't have dates on details or any of that, but I do think that there are more coming. And getting more people to respond on Facebook to get more responses. So what I have found that is really helpful, number one, is just consistency. If you want people to respond to you, you have to be consistent. My second thing is that it doesn't have to always be about Posh, whether it's on your personal page or your Instagram or your VIP Facebook VIP group. It doesn't have to always be about Posh. Sometimes people will see a funny post. Sarah Ibarra had one today that was really funny, and it said, what if there was a horrible virus going around the world and it was like super dangerous, you had to stay in your house for 30 days to make sure that you weren't going to be around this virus, and the last thing you ate was what you had to eat for the next 30 days, what would you be eating? And that has nothing to do with Posh, but when I saw it and I was scrolling through my timeline, I stopped and I looked at it and I saved it, and it kind of made me laugh. And it's something that people will respond to. Now, although it has nothing to do with Posh, when you post something like that and people respond to it, it makes your group, your posts, your name more relevant in their timeline. So find things that are fun and interactive just to get that fun level into your group or on your personal page. You'll see sometimes I post things like, what was one that I did? Oh, my Big Fat Yummy hand cream. I posted every Big Fat Yummy hand cream I found in my office while I was cleaning it out a few weeks ago, and I posted the picture and I said, what's your favorite hand cream of all time from Posh? There's so many choices. And if you go back to that post that I posted, it's on my personal feed. I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. All I'm doing is just interacting. And I think it got like 100 and something comments. And what I did, if you go and look at that post, I liked and responded to every single comment on that post, because that makes my name, my page, more relevant in everyone's timeline because I interacted with them, they interacted with me. So keep that in mind when you post stuff, and it's not gonna be 100 comments. That's like a really rare thing. If it's 5 comments or it's 10 comments, that helps you to stay consistent in the Facebook newsfeed. The other thing is it's the same way for your VIP Facebook group. You have to be consistent in posting. There was a few of us on a Tuesday training, gosh, it was probably a month ago. And we said, we're starting today. We are going to post in our VIP Facebook group every single day. Let's see what can happen in 3 months after we've been posting in our group every single day. I haven't seen huge changes. I haven't gotten a million orders. I haven't had anyone join my team, but I have posted every single day, whether it's about Posh or I'm sharing a funny meme or I'm sharing a video from Perfectly Posh timeline into my group. I'm posting something in there every single day. And day by day, I'm getting a new person to like it, one new comment, one more person added to my group. And it's those little things that add up. And over time, people are going to start to recognize, oh, that's an active group. Oh, she always posts fun things I like to participate in. Oh, she does a little giveaway every once in a while. So make sure that you're being consistent in whatever area you're deciding to work. Whether it's your Facebook group, or maybe you like to reach out and call people, or maybe you have ladies' nights. Whatever you're going to do it consistently because people notice, and that makes you more relevant in their world. Okay. Melissa says, I think it's time to set up a VIP group for myself, but I don't have much interest on my timeline. How can I boost interest? What kind of action is recommended for getting people in my VIP group? So you want to rewind and listen to a little bit to what I said before about consistency, because that's going to be the key in your VIP group. As far as getting people into your VIP group, don't just add everyone. What I would do is I would start out by creating the group on Facebook and adding anyone who has ever ordered or received a sample from you into your group. And then maybe do a post and say, hey, thanks for being part of my group. I know that you guys have tried samples and liked them, or tried products and liked them. Try and get referrals from those people. Referrals are like a lifeline in our business. The more people you're meeting, the more your business grows. But you don't want to have, you want like a real referral. You don't want to do something like, hey, add 5 people to my group without them knowing, and I will enter you to win something. You don't want to do that, because then those people are added to groups. They don't know what it's about. They don't know you. They don't know anything about Posh, and they're going to be annoyed and leave the group or never accept the invitation. So the better way is to actually ask them for a referral. And I don't ever call it a referral. When I ask for it, I usually say like, hey, do you have someone who would like Posh, or just, you know, I can send them a package of some fun pampering items. Who in your life do you know that's super busy? Give me a name of a teacher who deserves some pampering. Give me a name of a friend who needs a little break. I'll send her a sample of a face mask. And in the note, you can even put like, hey, Megan told me that you deserve a night to yourself. I hope that you love this face mask. Let me know if you have any questions, and just put your business card in there and send it off. And that's a good way to even just get their information and get them into your group. The other thing you can do is you can actually go through Facebook and do not just message anyone, but pick people out of your Frank's list, your friends, relatives, people you know through your kids, acquaintances, all of those people, the list that you've written out, and look through it and say, hey, I'm starting this VIP group, and it's not, you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to do anything, but I would just love your support in my business. It's just going to be a fun group to learn more about Posh, have some interaction, and maybe make some new friends. So you can say something like that as well. Don't just cold message people who you don't have any idea who they are. You have to have some kind of personal relationship with them in order to message them and do something like that. Otherwise, it comes off as spam. So the next question is also, I have contact info from several people who entered my giveaways last fall. Since it's a new year, what do I do with the info? Most of them and I aren't friends on Facebook or person. I sent Christmas cards with samples and business cards, but it's still no response. I would maybe call them. Honestly, call or text and just say, hey, Happy New Year. I've been meaning to follow up with you, but I know that the holiday season was crazy. Hopefully you're settling into the new year. I would love to chat with you about Posh. If you're interested, I could give you a free pampered reading so that you could build a skincare routine to pamper yourself in 2019. Something like that. I don't know. Just came up off the top of my head. But just something like that. And if you haven't had contact with them, calling or texting, if you have their information and you've already sent them a sample, call or text. If they don't respond, they don't respond. There's nothing you can do, but you've put it out there in front of them. And I think that the best thing to do is to try and contact them one more time. You're not forcing them to buy anything. You're not forcing them to do anything. You're offering them something new, which would be the pampered reading. So that is what I would do. I think that is it. I got to right at 30 minutes. Whew. Any other questions? If you're late, you'll be able to see the whole thing once I post it. As soon as I get off, I always download it and post it for everyone. Kiani, hopefully that little bit about referrals works for you. Don't call it a referral. Ask if you have and I don't ever post, if I post it on my VIP group, hey, who has someone who needs to be pampered, I won't get any responses. I'll usually go back to so when I did it before, I said, hey, I picked out my favorite 10 customers, just people who always order from me and are fun and supportive in my business, and you are one of them. And so I wanted to offer to send 3 of your closest friends a You're the Bomb sample pack. And so I sent these people, I've showed you guys this in previous trainings where I sent them a little box. It had a bath bomb in it, a little note from me, a business card, and it said, someone thinks you're awesome and that you deserve pampering, and I sent that to them. I didn't get a whole lot out of it, but I did get a few new people added to my VIP group. I think I got an order or 2, and I know that it made people feel good, which is always a key for me. So that is what I do for referrals. I should do that again because it's about that time. But I think that is it. I won't hold you guys up any longer. We've been on here for about 35 minutes. If you have questions, please post them below. I'll be sure to follow this post for the next few days to make sure I can get all the questions answered. And then this will upload as soon as we are done. So I hope that you guys all have a great evening and week. If you have suggestions for a training topic for the coming weeks, let me know. I plan them out a few weeks ahead of time, but I can squeeze things in and change it around if you have something that you really want me to talk about. So hope you guys all have a great night, and I will talk to you later.